2 streams open again. Close the other one, if that's doable. Started glitching out the last stream. So, I literally just missed a train to Ainsford, and coincidentally the train was coming from the other way, so I thought, oh fuck it, I got Otford then. Otford is really small though. Literally this stream can be done in like 15 minutes. Thank you, Lisa, cheers. So I'm just going to go, Oxford's really, really tiny. The last time I came here properly, well, wait till I get past all this traffic, right? Yeah, it is cold out, yeah. Let me busy road for a small village. Main to Seven Oaks, the district council, the authority. But it's going to get quiet. Yeah. Instead of waiting half an hour, I can technically do a lap of Otford, then come back, jump on the train to, and then do that. But although it is getting dark though, I keep forgetting about how early it gets dark nowadays. So we'll see. We'll just do a little bit of this. But the last time I came to Otford was I actually came here for a hustings. So I was standing for election at the time for Seven Oaks, for the MP for Seven Oaks, and it's for the Libertarian Party. And one of the hustings, that's like one of the debates, was here in Otford, and it was, funnily enough, the local Extinction Rebellion group of Seven Oaks. Extinction Rebellion Seven Oaks, they held hustings. So obviously it was going to be proper heavy green environmental crap, really. And obviously all of the candidates who did show up, the Conservative Party candidate never showed up. Why do they have to? I mean, it's a safe seat. Seven Oaks is one of the 7 safest seats for Conservatives. I mean, they were considering a move in David Cameron and Boris Johnson to this constituency. That's how safe it is. So, this like, all these pubs are all like together, they're all like next to each other. Got the Woodman here, been in there once or twice. So basically the whole of Otford is basically circulated here into one roundabout. So basically what we see here is basically Otford. This is everything in Otford, really. So they've got a nice little duck pond in the middle of the roundabout. I don't know if you can see this, guys. Can you actually see this? On my camera, it's quite a bad thing. Otford Pharmacy, the legalised drug dealer, big farm drug dealer. Got hairdress, barbers. What's this? A cafe, bathrooms, estate agents. So basically everything is what you get here at Otford. You've got the War Memorial over there at the far corner of the church. And then there's a few little shops and pubs down here. And that's really it, guys, really, for Otford. I mean, I'm just going to basically just do a lap around to we call it, we've got the Crown, here's the Crown. Is this not a pub anymore? No, it's not a pub anymore. It looks like an estate agent. or something. I don't know what it is. Home care, what's this? Is something home insurance maybe? I don't know what it is. So we got this. Got some furs that they sell. Some jewellery. See what it is, guys, is that when you've got enough money, right, you can pretty much open up any business you want. So most of these businesses here, they're kind of just what do you call it? They're what's the word I'm looking for? They're oh my god, I can't remember the word now. They're not vain. They're what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Think of me. I can't fucking think. Vanity. They're vanity projects, right? So really, there is no supply and demand in the town or the village for these shops, really. But because these people only have so much money, it's just a vanity project. Whether it makes a loss or whether it makes a profit or a loss, it's really quite irrelevant, really. But a lot of it is vanity projects. Get that in a lot of sort of high-end kind of places, just vanity shops, really. They don't operate in. They're already rich enough. They don't care about profit, whether it profits or whether it makes a loss. It's irrelevant. So the last time I was here, like I said, it was a hustings. So an Extinction Rebellion held it. So in 2019 general election, and basically, you know, I don't hide what I believe, and I was just saying to them that, look, listen, I used to be very much of the mind of you guys. All the audience were Extinction Rebellion. So obviously, all of the other candidates were just sucking up to them, going, "Oh yeah, you guys are great. Yeah, Extinction Rebellion. Yes, great that you hold up traffic and basically want more sort of want more goals that basically reduce working class people, and you know, and basically." And Greta is basically a giant actor and a hypocrite, and all, do you know what I mean? All of this sort of stuff, right? So they were all sort of telling them that, oh yeah, Extinction Rebellion is great. When it came to me, I said no. I said, I'm sorry guys, but you guys I used to have the same kind of thinking as you. Our first party I ever voted for was the Green Party when I was 18. I used to believe all of that, and then I kind of I sort of looked into it. You were sort of relying on what such bodies as the UN, IPCC, Intergovernment Panel of Climate Change and all of that, what you guys are doing, and you're not properly researching it, you're not looking into it, it's just a giant con. Basically what I told them, that was the hall there I did it in, and I was getting all the boos. Oh my god, I was a proper pantomime villain. I was, you know, I loved it in a way. I mean, everyone wants to be the pantomime villain, right? But it was true. Everything I was saying was true. I wasn't lying. I was telling them the truth. And I said, look, you just don't. They were trying to sort of narrative. Oh, the election's about environment. It's not. It's about Brexit. That's what the election's about. That's why it was called. It's got nothing to do with environmental. All environmental mandates are for is to take more freedom off people. That's all it's about, under the guise of health and safety again, of in this case the health and safety of the planet. It's no different, same thing's going on. So that was live streamed as well, it was recorded, but the funny thing was, obviously I thought, oh, I'd like to see the end. It was on Extinction Rebellion Sevenoaks Facebook page, I believe. Now maybe you guys can do it, because what they did was quite a nasty little thing that they did. Obviously, because I wasn't singing the same hymn sheets as the other lying candidates, I was blocked from the page, so I could never see that video. So maybe you guys can go on. I think it's called XR Sevenoaks on Facebook, and maybe you can go on the video again. This is from 2019. This is years ago. So I can't imagine their page has a lot of traffic though. So I don't think maybe it's too much of a search. But perhaps you can look into that. I don't know. I can't remember what I said. I remember I came to this pub after this ball. It's probably the best pub in this area. Well, there's only 2 pubs now. I thought there was 3, but it seems like one of them's turned into an estate agent or something. Yeah, hi Hector, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a nice pub, it's okay. You know, oh, it's the Green King. Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't seem like the Green King, does it? So, again, this is quite a winter-esque kind of village, although it's a little bit busy because it's right in the middle of an A road. So you get all the traffic from Sevenoaks, etc. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make my way back to the train station. Hopefully the train will be coming shortly after. And then I'll end this live shift in Inkster, hopefully. But like I said, it's getting quite dark at the moment, so I don't know how much I can show. And I've got to figure a way around this clamping nonsense. I mean, Piers Corbyn was what Piers has done. He has his car. What he's done now is he has sold his car. I say sold. I mean sold his car for nothing to one of his friends. They've taken the car, they are the registered keeper of the vehicle, and then on the named driver of the insurance, Piers is a named driver. So anything that Piers does, well, it's not. They've got to prove that he done it, you know, and but they can't just take the property away from him because it's not his property. See what I mean? Then so be it. You know, we've got to stop playing these games, guys, and well, when I say games, I mean we've got to start playing them, I should say, and stop being honest with the authorities that are constantly fucking us in the arse every day of our lives. I think it's been drilled into us from the start. Oh, we've got to respect authority. Oh, we've got to do this. We've got to do this. It's like these fucking murderers and nutters are sending people to die all the time, causing wars, everything. Just, you know, no matter, people might think, oh, Sean, what you're doing is it might be considered a bit kind of scummy or whatever. I don't know, right? But at the end of the day, these fuckers, they are using your tax money to start wars, kill children, kill people everywhere. Fucking, the MPs are fucking just well-spoken gangsters. I saw a story yesterday on UNN. If in Liverpool, somewhere in Liverpool, if you die and don't leave a will, the Crown gets your estate. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that people don't want it, it's just that they haven't made the will. I mean, it's shocking. The Crown gets that estate just by de facto. $4.80 again. Is this a bad? Is this visually bad? Is it? So however bad, I mean that inheritance tax, as someone just mentioned there, that's possibly the worst. I mean, tax is just theft in general, right? But of all the taxes, probably the inheritance tax is probably, in my opinion, the most evil. It's basically another word for saying it's the death tax. So basically, you have died, and the inconvenience that the state can no longer suck money from you, pump money from you like a artificially impregnated cow, where they constantly keep milking the cow, because they can no longer suck any money from you, tax-wise, whether it even be something simple like VAT, right? You now have to pay a fee for dying because the state can no longer suck that tax from you. Instead of you being able to keep your wealth that you've been and pay and all the taxes you've paid throughout your life, and now you can hand that down to your kids, who are no doubt struggling because everything's getting worse due to purpose-made inflation of printing money, or quantitative easing, as they call it, which is just a fancy word for saying counterfeiting of money. So another tax is it doesn't allow people to inherit money. No, it doesn't. It's up to me, and I was on final day. I think I'll tell my family everything, like the bank account number, everything, like the PIN number. Just say, draw it all now. Just take it all now. Withdraw as much of it as possible. Get rid of ATM machines, everything. So it'll be very difficult for you to withdraw that cash. If I were to give, here you go, son, take my card, withdraw as much money as possible throughout the weeks, etc. See what I mean? It's another people think, oh yeah, this CDC is great. I don't have to use stupid cash anymore. Oh, it's great. And they don't think, do they? Because most of the people in our society are just fucking retards now. They don't think of the bigger picture. All they think of is shortfall. They don't see the long term. Yeah, exactly. You only get 250 a day from accounts anyway. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You've got to do it daily. But obviously, they're even phasing that away. I closed my Metro Bank account. Metro Bank's gone under liquidation, isn't it? It's under some sort of, I don't think it's gone under liquidation, but if something's happened to it. Oh no! Oh, the train's on the platform. Oh fuck! I've missed it. Or is it the other side? I think this is this side. Oh crap! I missed it. I thought a lap would do. It looks like I've slightly gone over it. I'm not going to run because it's going to be one of those things. Get right to the fucking door closes. See, look, that door is purposely stayed. See, that's what I'm talking about, me being cursed, guys. If I ran for that, that would close right in my face. Yeah, I never liked Otford, really. It's just too... It's got that horrible A-road going through it, so it's just... I think you see me trying to cross there earlier. Second is 26. Ugh. I've got another 20 minutes. I've got another 20 minutes. 22 minutes exactly. 21 minutes. Let's go see what's going on. So. Yeah, really, all the banks, guys, are owned by a state, really. All of them have an illusion of choice is just nonsense, really. They're all the same, really. Ultimately, they all are pretty much subservient to the Central Bank of England. See, this is people don't really get this, right? Because they've been taught history in a way to see tyranny in only one kind of form, with like uniformed people, leaders. There's only one bank. There's only one this, the state banks. But what this sort of technocracy we're living in now, it's a different style of tyranny, right? So what it is corporatism of big state and big banks working together. The big banks and the big state are one and the same. It's just that they make different kinds. It's like you say that the same with the supermarkets as well. They're all really the same. There's slight different appearances and aesthetics, but really they're the same. It's all really the same thing. It's like when you go into a polling station and vote for a party, you think, oh great, I've got Conservative, Labour, Lib Dem, Green. I've got choice. You don't have any choice. That is an illusion. That's why it doesn't really matter what bank you're really part of. It's all the same bollocks. But did anyone like properly choose their bank? Or was it just, oh look, there's one in the high street there, I'll just go choose that one because it's like near to me if I ever need anything. Like, really, like, did anyone actually plan out, right, I gotta have this bank because of that? Or was it just like pretty much the first bank that you saw on your nearby high street or whatever, local town? Yeah, one in the high street when I was 17. Yeah, I know, same with mine. It's all the same. It's an illusion of choice. Yes, some weeks, some banks have a slightly better interest rate than the other, but we're talking here. Maya Tusi is on. Fuck Maya Tusi. I just drink that guy. Fuck that guy. That guy knows exactly what's going on. He just panders to his audience. He's aware that his audience are Tory retards, and and he just panders to them. He knows what's going on. I've been drinking with that guy for years. I know exactly how he thinks. He pretty much thinks all his fans are fucking morons. All the viewers. He literally panders to them. I'm avoiding the TR word. Like, David Clues is convinced Maya Tosi is like some sort of fucking state asset. Because I'm of the belief here that organisations like MI5, for example, they don't really have many employees. Yes, they have a big building to give the impression that there's like thousands upon thousands of people working in that building, right? But I don't think it really works like that. I think, yeah, there are some tech people. I think there are managers. I think there's obviously a director, and all of this, right? But I think really it's how MI5 recruits people is that they basically get shit on you. They get information on you, and then they basically blackmail, and then you basically work for them. It's like, oh, if you don't want this coming out, then you now work for us. So David Clues is convinced Maya's like a compromised individual, that he's basically, because I know Maya, look, I'm gonna be honest here, he's got a fucking coke problem. He's always on coke, right? Every time I've ever met him, he's always on coke, right? Just like Tommy Robinson. And that's probably why they're good mates now. That's the hilarious thing about it. It makes sense, don't it? Right? So, they just the fact that, and David's convinced of that with TR as well, just compromised individuals. They are just compromised, these people. They get money, whether that means that they got blackmail on them, or whether that means they've got, they've given a very comfortable amount of money, and status in the establishment that are part of the not so obvious establishment. So there's like two layers of establishment. There's the establishment, which would be, I don't know, people like, who would it be, like Richie Sunak, and like and Julia Hartley Brewer, and all these sort of James O'Brien establishment sort of figures, right? And then you have another level of that establishment, and it's like probably called the not so obvious establishment, where it's basically a fake opposition establishment, where you think that, oh, these people are on our side, and they're not. They're like part of a shadow establishment. So it's just funny how for years Tony Robinson has been like an outcast for the past 10 years, not been on anything. They've just totally they've done a total blackout of this guy. And now all of a sudden he's being spoken about on mainstream media and all that. Normally they just ignore him. I remember being in 2018, the day for freedom, right? And the whole of Whitehall was pretty much taken off, yeah? Was spoken about once in the fucking mainstream media. I remember I was listening to LBC, so I was going to listen to Majid Nawaz before he got sacked, and they brought up a traffic report, and all they said was, they didn't say what was going on in Whitehall, they didn't say any of that. All they said was something like, there's an event, or there's some traffic issue, something like that. They didn't mention it, they didn't mention what was going on at all. And now all of a sudden, this guy who's probably less popular than ever, that was around Tommy's peak, 2018, maybe a little bit less than that, but he still had some cred. But now he has nothing, and yet he's everywhere. How can that be? Because I think he's used as a tool. Yeah, exactly, my bright son. How come everyone has forgot what they did to us in 2020? That's what I mean. It's like, you had Based Amy come on the show last week. That was great, by the way. You want to see that on UNN, right? David Clue's first Based Amy, right? It's as if Based Amy has been frozen in time since 2019, and now she's just been forward out, because she's talking the exact fucking talking points as 2019. It's like she's totally forgot what it is. It's like what someone said, it's a blind spot on these people. Either they are so ignorant to the situation at hand that they just do not have the mental capability to understand what is going on, or they're being paid, or they're terrified and they dare not speak out, because they generally are terrified, right? Because I don't give a shit what anyone says about, oh, you can burn, oh, if you burn the Quran, you'll get a prison, you'll be prosecuted. But if you burn a Bible, you won't get anything. I dare you to get a Torah and burn that and see what happens. You want to know who fucking what the justice system leans towards? What do they say? Those you can't criticize. Those who what's the saying again? Ask those. You'll find out who controls you by the ones you can't criticize. Burn the Torah, see what happens. This is what I tell you what happened, right? And I'm just going to be truthful, right? You burn a Bible, nothing will happen, right? You burn a Quran, you will go to court, you will get a suspended sentence and a fine and community service. You burn a Torah, you will go away for 5 years. I can guarantee that. So I don't hear any of this bullshit about, oh, well, it's like you're basically telling that the people who supposedly live in fucking rundown huts and in caves and shit like that and in the sand, right? You're trying to tell me that they got the most power, really? Get on this way. Now, personally, I know it's going to sound a bit controversial, yeah? I think if you burn any holy book, you shouldn't go to prison. At the end of the day, it's just fucking pages. It's just pages in a book. That's all it is. There's loads of copies in circulation. It's just a book at the end of the day, right? And I'm saying that as a person who recognizes themselves as a Christian, right? So even if someone burnt the Bible in front of me, wouldn't do anything. What do I say? Turn the other cheek. It's just a book at the end of the day. Yes, the Old Testament, but the New Testament is what the Christians follow. Basically, the New Testament overrides the Old Testament. The Old Testament talks about killing and death. New Testament doesn't. It overrid the Old Testament. Basically, that was Christ's way of saying, you follow this book now. This is the book to follow if you want to worship me. I think Jesus was real. Yeah, he's definitely a historical character. Who knows, guys? Who really knows? I do think there's some sort of creator, though. Got another 9 minutes to kill. I just got a text from Piers Corbyn. He just says, "Yes, do citizen, sell your vehicle to someone. You know, change to a registered keeper, and then you as a named driver." And that is the loophole out of it. Because I'm telling you now, guys, you try and like deal with these debt collectors using this common law stuff, you ain't gonna win. I've seen it. You guys remember my live stream when I was outside in Essex? I was outside that house. None of that stuff. Look, they gave all the documents. Went, here you go. And what happened? They all got arrested. And to my knowledge, the house is still out of the hands of the individual. So you have to box clever with the system. Use their own rules against them. Common law is just people who don't want consequences for their crimes. Yeah, I mean, remember again, I had Mark Windows on. He's another guy who's been around for ages, long before. So all of the common law experts right now, he's been around before all of them, and he was using common law. So it came from Canada, as he was saying, and then he tried to use it. He thought, okay, it's a new thing. It's come from Canada. We're going to use it. And he tried it out in court, and he says it doesn't work. And what he believes is that, so what's happened is that he believes, or I think some believe, that the Canadian Intelligence Service probably, and then it was exchanged via the Five Eyes, and it's used as a psyop, psychological operation. It encourages people to use it, so the state will encourage all of the common law people to continue their common lawiness, and then it's much more than arrest people, the state, and take their property away. So it's actually encouraged for people to use it, and then they end up with no property, It's a way of the state to get their property via the banks. Well, again, the banks work for the state, as I said earlier. So it all goes full circle. So instead, what I do is, now I'm not saying it's fail safe. I am always risking and gambling in this way. I could very kind of box clever around the system. Like tactics, where I use the wrong rules against them. Because if you're going to using common law in a court is basically you're facing a massive army on the battlefield, an army that's way more better armored, better weapons, better weaponry, better trained soldiers, and you are going in with a ragtag bunch that's heavily outnumbered with barely any weapons. You're facing that army in an open field, you're going to get absolutely pulverized. Um, so my way, so instead of challenging them, is to sort of try not to never get the call. Like, I've only ever been arrested once, and that was simply because of a woman. The woman, because I could have got my way out of that kettle, but then the woman foolishly entered the kettle because she wanted to be with me, basically. And I said, why the hell did you go into this kettle? I could have got out of this kettle. Um, there you go. But apart from that, I've never been arrested. Apart from that one time, and I've never, in the 3 years, had a situation where it's high drama. Now, obviously, I'm risking that. This is probably the nearest I've ever come to having something bad happen to me, in the sense that my property gets taken away from me by the state. Well, debt collectors on behalf of the state. But I've managed to avoid it for some years, and I do that because of the tactics that I've adopted. Whereas other people have, well, nothing, or they're imprisoned because they're using this common law sort of stuff, which isn't working. It never works. There's a guy I know, he's constantly in court and he's constantly losing cases. Then he goes, oh yeah, but they shouldn't have done that. But they did do that though. Yeah, but they shouldn't have. That means next time when I bring them to court, I should win. It's like, no, no, you have lost 10 out of 10 cases. You are not getting anywhere. You think you're getting anywhere because you're caught in this psychosis, this almost hypnosis, this mass psychosis where you think that you're going to win and you're not. Yeah, Gazer the other day, Gazer Tijarati, he lost his case. In fact, the retrial, he had a trial, he lost that, and then he had a retrial the other day on Thursday, and he lost that. And guess what? He got a worse. Even the retrial, he got a worse sentence than the original sentence. He got more money added on. He got more community service. So, hey, he came on my show. I told him this. I said, dude, it ain't gonna work, man. I said, are you sure? Because I'm just explaining to him, it's like, why would the court side with you, Gazer? Why would they side with you? They're all in it together. Do you not see? The justice system and the government are part of the state. It's the state you are fighting, not the government. Government is just a small aspect of the state. You are fighting the judiciary. You are fighting the police. You are fighting the parliamentarians. You are fighting the NHS even. Yeah, it's Ponzi scheme. It's Ponzi and it's a Ponce, yeah. Wait till you get dragged to court. Never go to court ever. Um, Free range slavery, yep. Yeah. But if the charges are politically motivated, they all are. Everything's politically motivated. We live in a highly politicized society. They're even doing government are doing shit like 5-year plans. That's the sort of shit that communist countries used to do. It's like, oh, we're trying to fix the economy. Government should not be fixing economies. They don't understand economics. They don't understand anything. All the government is meant to do is run the local fucking services. That's it. They're not meant to do anything else. Right, here's my train. Right, guys, I'm gonna head off and I'm gonna start a stream again in Ainsford. So see you later, guys. Thanks very much. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes, hopefully.